Welcome back to Everlasting Summer. I'm Artemis, and let's get going. I don't know why I have to introduce myself, but yeah. My voice, I'm just continuing recording, so. My patience didn't last long. My anxieties seemed to have reached the top, and I started going slightly mad. One moment. I had to clear my voice. It is hard trying to stay hydrated while talking for half an hour straight. In such situations, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Is this how it will all end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much, so many things that I had no time for yet. I was taken over by the idea that that was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone. God, why? I am an actor. Give me an Oscar. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my outcries were only heard by speechless statues of pioneers and a bird on a tree, which immediately flapped her wings and took... How do you know it's a female bird? And took off, having cried something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. At last I was breathless with my weeping, and just laid quietly, sobbing from time to time. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. Mind cleared up a bit, as if the terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is all this for? Doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is some crazy coincidence, then it probably carries no threat. Anyway, for now, it seems there is no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my head, and my hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there is nothing I can really change anyway. So no matter how much I think or get mad, it will only make things worse. There's no point in making guesses until I get some facts straight. In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging about here. This camp, if of course it really is a camp, looked like the only place where people could be, so I decided to walk there and hardly have I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them. Oh, hi. This is the first girl from the bus, wearing a pioneer uniform. My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, pioneer uniform in the 21st century, I can read that one. And then again, girls here? I froze, unable to make a step. I felt very much like running away. This is like me when I talk to girls. It's like, hi, I want to run. Running as far away as I could from this place, far from this bus, gates, statue, and far from this bloody bird with its siesta. Just run, free like a wind, faster and faster, waving to the planets passing by, and winking to the galaxies. Run, becoming a pulsar array and turning into vestigial radiation. Run to face the unknown. Oh my god. Run no matter where, as long as it is far away from this place. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts work despite of consciousness, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive processes, the remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular ensuring stable functioning of the hormonal system. I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking in formal quotes from the encyclopedia, though my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid, out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of a hero of some junky softcover crime fiction book. A pretty Slavic face, long braids looking like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes in which you could drown. Pioneer girl. Hi, you must have just arrived. Do not reply or reply. Let's be brave. Yeah. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looked as if I had just a normal girl in front of me. Bah, I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and fields seemed better. I need to get used to the way that this is all written out too. It's not in a way I'm used to talking, so bear with me. But what shall I do next? Try to speak with her as if she was a human, or run away, or whatever. The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more, and the poor pioneer girl would be splattered with the hideous contents of my skull. Careful. What's funny about that? Who said anything about funny? The girl gazed over me. It sent shivers down my spine, and my knees started to tremble. Nothing? Great, then. Great? What's great about that? Suddenly I felt like letting it all be. The bus behind me, the winter yesterday and the summer today, take off the itchy pullover and just believe that it was all real, that it all was meant to be, and that it all, at last, was for the better. And you must probably know. You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left, and you'll see small cabins. She pointed at the gates, as if I knew what was behind them. Dmitriv is a patronymic, a derivative of a person's father's name, in this case Dmitri, put by Russians after the person's first name as a sign of respect or formal address. A derivative of a person's father's name. Put by Russians after the person's first name as a sign of respect. So, you'd say, like, Chris Dennis. Am I right? I don't know. Well, you can ask someone where Olga Dmitrievna's cabin is. I don't understand completely, but that's because I'm Canadian, not Russian. Got it? Of course I didn't. And I gotta go. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared behind the gates. It seemed as if for her, I was something. Ordinary. And all this show with the bus, and the travels and waking or sleeping, were troubling only me, while here everything was just like it was supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform. Are they making a historical reconstruction here? I hope I wouldn't find Lenin standing on top of an armored car at this square. But then that would not surprise me right now. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. A mere 50 meters ahead, a small one-story house has popped up on the left side. The billboard near the door said clubs. Need to sneeze? Okay. Sneezing commenced. I was about to come closer. Oh, hi. When the door suddenly opened, and a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Sneeze again. Her pretty face gave me an impression of bearing a torment for the fate of the whole mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I froze too, considering what was the best. Considering what was the best to do, to approach first and wait until she shows some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Man, this guy was running away. Although this last option was constantly suggested only by my self-preservation instinct, at least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but one far from being the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the results would be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. No, really? This short little purple-haired girl who's scared of you, more scared of you than you are of her. Even smaller. Suddenly somebody jumped out of nearby bushes. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. That's USSR? CCCP, okay. Such exact reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from the distance and was probably younger than both pioneer girls at the gates and this girl at the door of the clubs. At last I decided to come closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped to the first girl and started telling her something. And started telling something while sawing at the air. Started saying something, I mean? The other girl, in turn, seemed confused, looked down and made no reply. I would have probably continued to observe the amusing dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started shaking it in front of the first girl's face. It's a grasshopper. This something turned out to be a grasshopper. Yee! Squealed the first girl. She must not be too keen of insects. Do you know girls? As she instantly rushed, well, then again, USSR girl here, rushed towards where Lenin presumably made a speech about the accomplished workers and peasants revolution. That's to say, towards the square. The USSR girl glanced at me, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. Not a bad start of the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am. Besides that, there are some kids here, role-playing pioneers. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seemed so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to fall into thinking that, in fact, my previous life could have just been a dream. And what should I do now? I was picking the cracks in the tiles which paved the pathway and stared aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds before I have to come up with some decision. That's when I recalled myself rolling on the grass weeping. I cringed in disgust. Perhaps it's another instinct. When all energy for whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or mobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option, because out of the blue, I got this determination to figure out what was going on. And in order to do that, I had to act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left and to the right of which stood small cabins, apparently homes to the local pioneers. Actually, they looked quite cozy from the outside. This is cozy in Russia. Well, they don't look that bad, actually. Now that I think about it. Even though I was born in the Soviet Union, I have never been part of its children organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. We're getting to learn a little bit about history too, so cool. I imagined the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows of metal bunks, wake-up call at 6 o'clock, played by a siren. 1 minute to make your bed and then joining formation at the drill square. Is this what they considered pioneer camps? That sounds more like army camps to me, but that's just North American growing up style, so yeah. Or wait, I could be confusing it with something else. I was suddenly hit on the back. I staggered but remained on my feet, turned around and prepared to become a hero while fighting for my life. Whoa, but all I found was another girl standing before me. My mouth hung open in surprise. Pick your jaw up off the floor. I can't do female voices, which is great because the only male voice in this game is apparently me. I closed my mouth. Some pioneer uniform, but it looked, let's say, provocative, the way she was wearing it. You don't say. Like all the girls I had met here before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better. She's got, like, orange eyes. It's kind of cool. So, you're new here. Fine. See ya. Wait, what? She dashed a threatening glance at me and walked past. Okay, then. I waited for the pioneer girl to turn at the corner. Who knows? You just call everyone pioneer girl. I'm not going to know who you're talking about. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing was that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give the feeling of some deadly danger. This might sound a bit sexist, but male versus a cute little girl in a fight, you're not gonna lose. These men are manly and strong. Except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. At last I managed to make it to the square. There was no Lenin on an armored car, although one could really expect something like that after all that had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade towered in the middle of the square. The letters on the pedestal read Genda. I like that they translated for me in his thoughts. Must be some big figure of the party. There were some small benches at the sides. It's quite cozy here. Where did that girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Why am I going there anyway? Ah, right. I've decided to pretend to be normal. So, to the right. Through a small grove. I walked to a pier. I must have taken a wrong turn. Really? Oh, wrong way. I turned towards the voice. Whoa. That first girl stood before me. Oh, this is the first girl. Cool. I did tell you to turn left from the square, and where have you gone? She changed from her pioneer uniform into a bikini. You don't say. Oh, I still haven't introduced myself yet. My name is... Oh god, they're in... Well, it's not in Russian letters, so... My name is Slavia. Slavia? Sounds right. Actually, the full name's Slavyana. Slavyana, but everyone calls me Slavia. So can you? Yeah. I still felt a bit confused, so I could not come up with more meaningful answers. And what's your name? It felt like she could see right through me. Semyon. Nice to meet you, Semyon. Alright, I'm almost done here. Could you wait here a moment? I'm gonna go change, and we'll go to Olga Dmitrievna together. Agreed? Agreed. She ran off after these words, and I sat on the pier and let my feet hang into the water. I was wearing heavy winter boots, but in such weather, there was nothing wrong with getting my feet wet. Furthermore, it let me cool myself a little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that has happened. If this is some kind of conspiracy, it is a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely incomprehensible random event. Need a drink. Shall we go? Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in a pioneer uniform again. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but of all the people I've met, she looks the least suspicious. However, this fact is already suspicious by itself. Is it just me, or does the statue look like it's face palming? Just like, oh no, there's a man here now. We walked to the square. Oh, these people here. The USSR girl and the girl who hit me on the back were there, chasing each other. Is it some kind of game they're playing? Ulyana, enough running. I'll tell everything to Olga. I'm not saying the last name because I don't want to pronounce things wrong. Aye aye, Captain. I decided not to question Slavia for a while about what was going on and about the local residents. Better first reach this mysterious Olga. Sounds like she's the boss here. Got some smooth jazz. Oh, as soon as I say that, it disappears. We were walking past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while others looked like household sheds. They do. Like this one here and this one over here. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of a smallish one-story cabin. It looked like an artist painting. The fading paint, chipping here and there with age, was sparkling in the sun. The window shutters, slightly ajar, were swaying in the wind almost unnoticeably, and huge lilac bushes were growing on the sides. It seemed as if this ramshackle hut was drowning in the velvet purple storm, and the lilacs, like some elemental force, were inexorably destroying the troop leader's house. What are you standing for? Let's go. Slavia took me out of my daydreams. Voice. And stop teasing Lena already. Whoa. Rena? Sounds like there's someone inside. That was I was not told this was a scare game. Indeed, a moment later, the doors swung open, and Ulyana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. Does everyone here have, well, I was going to say, does everyone here have blue eyes? But no, it's green eyes. The pigtailed girl went out next. Don't get upset about her, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena, at least. I'm sensing a cultural thing about Rena, probably that shing thing. But I don't... She didn't finish her phrase, blushed, and quickly headed towards the square. For some reason, I felt like turning around and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said... I said in the first episode I wasn't going to do voices, but I feel like doing voices, so we're going to do voices. Come. Yeah, I mean, if you say something. We entered the cabin. Inside it looked something similar to what I was imagining. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, a wardrobe. Why are you imagining 2 beds? Nothing special, but at the same time it felt home-like and cozy, although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. A girl standing near the window appeared to be about 25 years old. The nature obviously gifted her with a pretty face and a good body. Men. What's up with this poser over here? At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. What's the voice for this? I'm gonna stop and think for a second. You're finally here. I don't know. Excellent. My name is Olga. I'm the camp leader. You don't look like an Olga. Nice to meet you. I'm Semyon. I decided to talk as if I weren't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been waiting for you since the early morning. You've been waiting? For me? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? And why do you need it? That sounded... I think I said that wrong, but whatever. Yeah, right. Why would I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. People here may react to them quite unlike what I'd prefer. Things aren't going madly. And I doubt I'd get my answers. Any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean. Wanted to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here all fine. For some reason, I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents gave a call just half an hour ago. Sent their regards to you. What? Now that's a surprise. So, can I call them? Because I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. The look on her face, dude, is just... She gave me a sweet and natural smile. No. Why not? We don't have a phone here. Oh. Then how can my parents make the call here? Ooh, I've just come back from the district's central town. It's there that I talked with them. Ah, now that's how it is. So that means I can go to the town. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyways. Oh, I'm definitely playing a game from Saw. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I swear, I think both of them have the same voice. I have absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shorts or to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. At least you don't have to wear a skirt. However, wearing winter clothes in summer is not a great idea either. Right, thank you. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Righty right, I'll be off then. You can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walked is not the right word. She rushed out. I was now alone with Slavia. I must go too. Got things to do. Have a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there was no catch or menace to that, then this reality, in the person of Slavia, becomes more and more something to be fond of. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here. Although obviously my winter clothes. Oh no! My winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover went after, and now I was wearing only the shirt. And pants, right? That's much better. All I could do now was follow the advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meanwhile. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. Oh, there's males here too. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently there are men even in this Amazon's kingdom. Hello, you're new here. You must be Semyon, right? How does he know me? And how do you Everyone knows already. I'm electronic, by the way. The real one. You can call me that. The real one? Oops, sorry, hit the mic. What does he mean by the real one? Okay. Electronic was a robot character appearing in popular Soviet film and book series. He looked like an exact copy of a school kid called Sergei Cheeskov. Electronic, the real one. Things were going from crazy to completely insane. Your name's the kid Electronic. Alright. Ulyana also calls me Cheese. Because why not? Cheese? Why not cauliflower? Because my last name is Cheeskov. Cheeskov? Cheeskov. Cheeskov. Okay. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would have been much longer to get to know this place alone. I'm glad there's another male, because I do male voices better. Fine, let's go. We came back to the square again, as if there was no other places to go in this camp. This music's actually really cool. I'm all out of energy drink now. Lena was sitting on one of the benches, reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Semyon. He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading, as if not noticing that we were still here. Alright, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought that it was better off that way. Electronic's vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Yeah. Let's go. Next we came to a building, which I instantly identified as a canteen. How? And this here, I know, this is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch, there stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At her sight, my joking mood vanished in the blink of an eye. Really, now is not the best time to pull this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am. Where am I? Her, over there, that's Elisa. I can say that better. Whoa, his face. Elisa, not pronouncing that, I'm not even going to try. Be cautious around her. He was speaking in a whisper. Dva means two in Russian. The whole nickname sounds exactly like 2ch in Russian, a reference to the late 2ch.ru anonymous image board. Don't ever risk calling her Dvacek. She doesn't like that. What did you say? What did you call me? The power of the devil compels you. What? This music. Dun, 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 dun. She must have heard him. In a blink of an eye, Elisa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. Seems like a cool guy, let's run after him. I decided that I had no wish to come across this aggressive Elisa girl, and darted after Electronic. Actually, I thought he was chasing him. Oh, we could have talked. Running to the square, I lost him from my sight. And that's going to be the end of this episode. I cannot believe these are going fast. I hope you're all enjoying this, and I hope to also see you in the next one. Bye-bye.